Dr. Stanley Fischer has held some of the most important positions in international economics and finance: Vice Chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Governor of the Bank of Israel, First Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Chief Economist of the World Bank, Professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, among other positions. I was reminding Stan over cocktails earlier that he and I met many years ago through our mutual friend, former U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, Bob Rabin. Stan is widely credited, and by the way, Bob said at the time, you're going to meet one of the smartest people I've ever met. Stan is widely credited with steering the Israeli economic turnaround in the mid-1980s, a turnaround that enabled institutions like the Rabin Medical Center to grow into the world-leading institution it is today. 20 years later, he would lead the Bank of Israel, making it one of the most stable financial institutions in the world during a time of great instability elsewhere. In 2014, he would return to the United States to join the Board of Governors at the Fed and quickly be voted into the vice chairmanship. That was with good reason, as he is looked upon as one of the world's foremost authorities on central banking, both in theory and in practice. Tonight, we thank him with the greatest appreciation for his service to the economies of the United States and of Israel and the world. It is now my great honor to invite to the stage the recipient of the Yitzhak Rabin Global Financial Leadership Award, Dr. Stanley Fischer. To Dr. Stanley Fischer for stellar leadership as Vice Chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve and Governor of the Bank of Israel, in deep gratitude with the list of the offers, November 11th, 2019, New York City. Congratulations, Stan. Well done, man. Take a shot of this if you want.
Well, thanks, Governor Murphy, for that very kind introduction. I'm grateful indeed to the American Friends of the Rabin Medical Center for their recognition of the role of the Bank of Israel in maintaining the stability of the financial sector of Israel during the great financial crisis. In so doing, the Bank of Israel helped ensure the almost continuous growth of the Israeli economy during and despite the crisis that began with the collapse of Lehman Brothers in the United States. I'm not sure whether it's relevant to this award, but there is a story that if a medical organization is having a conference in a nice place and wants to justify the tax deductibility of attendance and other fees, it opens the conference with a speech by an economist. That will ensure that no one can be accused of attending the conference for enjoyment. So here I am. I have 3 minutes to speak and will make only 2 points. First, Yitzhak Rabin was a great man. Sadly, his assassination changed the course of Israeli history. Let me quote the final paragraph of Rabin's speech to the Knesset, in which he presented his new government on July the 13th, 1992. And now I'm quoting Rabin's speech. "Everything I have said in the name of the government and myself has been said with a positive spirit and a desire to set out on a new course, a course of renewal, to build here a state that every Jew in every place will see in it his home and the place of his dreams. All our policies, all of them, can be summarized with a verse from the Tanakh: the Lord will give strength to his people, the Lord will bless his people with peace." Second point, We cannot any longer assume that Israel will forever have the full support of the United States if and when its security might be threatened. This is one of the main reasons that the supporters of Israel in the United States need to continue the impressive support for Israel and for the many charities, such as the Rabin Hospital, that we are supporting tonight, which continue to receive financial support from individuals and private sector institutions in the United States and the rest of the diaspora. The relationship between Israelis and American Jews is a very strong one. I feel about as much at home, I felt about as much as home while working and living in Israel as I did living in the United States. And it is often a surprise to Americans that the social situation in Israel is extremely friendly to American visitors and to American olim, to American immigrants. And it's a very pleasant country in which to live despite the threats that face the country all the time. So let me thank those of you present this evening for all you do for Israel and Israelis. And let me conclude with the hope that we will live to see peace come to the Middle East for the sake of all Israelis and all the inhabitants of the region. Thank you and shalom.